Hello, and welcome to this webinar on earning the Washington State Seal of Biliteracy with Heritage Languages. My name is Dr. Veronica Trapani, and I am the Associate Director for Content, World Languages, and International Education at the Office of Superintendent of Public Instruction. I'd like to begin this webinar today with a tribal land acknowledgement. I would like to acknowledge the Indigenous people who have stewarded this land since time immemorial and who still inhabit the area today, the Salish-speaking people of the Confederated Tribes of the Chehalis Reservation, the people of the Sands. I reflect on the work necessary on my part to break down the barriers created by an educational system built on a settler colonial mindset. My work with the Seal of Biliteracy focuses on clearing the pathways for tribal, native, and indigenous students to earn credit and recognition for their language skills while acknowledging that language is the center of culture. So what do you know of the Seal of Biliteracy? There are some districts that have been giving out the seal for almost 5 to 7 years now, and we have some that are still new. Who's able to give out the Seal of Biliteracy, and how do our students earn it? And we're really looking to answer a lot of these different questions today in this webinar. So first, what is the Washington State Seal of Biliteracy? The goal of the seal was to recognize high levels of language proficiency in both English and another world language. The Seal of Biliteracy on the student's transcript is considered a value-added award, and the seal is currently awarded only to graduating high school seniors. So, how to earn the seal? Graduating high school students must meet both of the following criteria to be awarded the state seal. Number one is they have to demonstrate proficiency in English by meeting the statewide minimum graduation requirements in English in their pathway. So as a reminder, Washington currently has 3 graduation pathways, a career technical education pathway, a military-focused pathway, and a college/university preparation pathway. And so again, all they have to do is graduate with meeting their English language requirements. And then on the other side, they demonstrate proficiency in 1 or more world languages by taking an assessment demonstrating intermediate mid proficiency. So we really look at 5 steps. And the first one for districts is identifying students who might be able to qualify for the Seal of Biliteracy. We have a flow chart here, but it's not all inclusive. Really being able to check with our students who have listed that they have a language other than English spoken at home is really a really good first step. On the other side, if we're looking at students who are originally first language is English, look and see who is going on and they are taking their 4 years of world language seat time classes. And so reaching out and seeing if they want to assess to see where their proficiency level is. A lot of times that was probably going to happen at the end of their senior year or close to the end of their senior year. Another option, though, is students who are currently taking or speak languages at home or in community or heritage language schools. So yes, students are absolutely able to assess outside of their district. We do encourage, though, community language schools to be in contact with the student's district, so that way you understand the policy and the procedure that the district already has for not only competency-based credits, but for the earning of the seal. And then making sure to work not only with the district, but also the assessment provider, that making sure that the results are transmitted to both areas so the student has, and make sure that the student is able to earn the credits. So step number 2 is determining what testing options you'll need in order to test the languages of your students. And I do want to point out too, but really you can see that there are some which are dual credit, which we're looking at AP exams, IB exams, and our CI, AS, and A levels. Some are through tribes. So students who are learning or speak tribal languages would meet and talk and see what the requirements are for the tribe. For sign language, American Sign Language, we have the ASLPI. For Latin and other language without generally a spoken part, but there is still the ALIRA. And then I also really want to point out STAMP, especially the STAMP WS and Monolingual, and our custom testing. These two, along with the OPI, are going to address much more common heritage languages that are spoken at home and might not be taught in school. So the stamp WS and Monolingual were created specifically for heritage speakers. And right now, so WS, it assesses both the writing and the speaking, our productive skills, and the directions are given in both English and the target language. And then we have the monolingual, which is similar to our stamp 4S, which is the 4 skill. And this one has both, everything is in the target language, the reading, writing, speaking, and listening, and not only the prompts, but also the directions. And so you can see they're currently available in 25 languages. And I've starred Arabic and Spanish as these are the two that are currently available only through, for heritage speakers through stamp monolingual. Now, we also have the option here in Washington, which is something very special, and that is custom testing for super less commonly taught or super less commonly tested languages. And so these are for the languages that are not currently supported by any approved providers. OSPI does have a list and maintains a list of both the languages and the providers. Alta in the current, they do offer, so there's Alta here, does offer something in like 118 different languages. So there is that possibility, but we still run up against, sometimes there's not a test. So first, districts must request custom tests through OSPI, and there's a form. And then currently OSPI is working with Extempore as a platform that is hosting and holds both practice tests and the actual assessments for the students. And then Avant Assessment is working in partnership with Extempore and OSPI, and they find and train the raters for these less commonly tested languages. And really, it's focusing on writing and speaking skills. So students are given 3 prompts in both their writing and 3 prompts for speaking, and they respond to them. These are generally language neutral. So it could be something about, what do you do on a Saturday with your friends? Things that are not language specific or area specific makes it so that students are best able to show their highest level of proficiency. So once the test dates and tests have been decided upon, you got to publicize them to students and families. We really encourage districts to speak with counselors and teachers, especially world language, multilingual, and career and technical educators, to reach out to their students to see, is there an interest? Again, you can look at what language, if a student has a language on their student information that says they speak a language other than English at home, reach out to them. Not every student is going to want to, not every student will have all the skills necessary, but it's at least an opportunity to give them that chance. And then it's also on the other side really important to provide information to families. Hold information sessions in multiple languages, offer opportunities for families to ask questions, and hold information sessions at different times, whether it's before school, after school, and in different methods. Could be online as a webinar like this, could be recorded, could be live, or it could be an in-person assessment, or information session once it's safe to do so. Now, step 4, and this depends on whether it's a school district or a community language that has requested the assessment. So making sure that the district itself, who is going to be putting this on the transcript, they must collect test results. And students really can assess at any time. For students coming out of dual language education programs, it might be great to have them assess at the end of 8th grade and making sure that they have contact with the high school to make sure that that will be put on their transcript. Now, again, I want to say that students do not earn the seal of biliteracy until graduation, okay? But it's really important to get that on their transcript, okay? You'll check proficiency scores throughout the student's time and reviewing the test results to make sure that if a student needed to earn competency-based credit or looking at dual language credit for something like AP, and or if they earned enough as all 4 credits that were necessary through the proficiency testing to earn the seal of biliteracy. If they did earn the seal of biliteracy, depending on when the student assesses, you will either mark the student seal of biliteracy proficient, which is everything probably up to generally around ninth grade through first semester senior year, and then earned, generally at the end of senior year and the date of graduation. I do want to really stress that it is really important to maintain accurate and complete data records. Students move just like we do. And if the proficiency and the proficient mark has not been put on the transcript, then that can be lost. And we really don't want students to have to assess again, especially if they're coming in a heritage language that they're doing something with a custom testing. And I will say, I actually received an email from the state supervisor for world languages in Hawaii, and the student had 4 Spanish competency-based credits. And I was able to reassure that, yes, that student had demonstrated intermediate mid proficiency or higher, and that, everything was good. So again, it can even transfer state to state. For proficiency, for our proviso and legislative reports that I have to write every year, really looking at no later than August 31st for students who have earned the seal, so graduating seniors. And that's to allow for AP, IB, and CI data to come in and have the test results. But it's really important to focus on those results for graduating seniors so that they can make sure they get their seal. I do want to just point out that there are 2 different ways to report the seal of biliteracy. And the first one is a student who is proficient. And that is a student who has demonstrated the proficiency, right, in the language other than English, but has not yet met their English graduation requirements. So you'll see here that I've put a nice CEDARS reporting code list. And this is more for our student information registrars or data assessment coordinators, but it's still really important. And, looking for both Appendix L with the list of OSPI approved assessments and Appendix K with the list of language codes. On the other side, again, once a student has graduated or has met the English Language Arts graduation requirements, then this needs to be changed to earned. So really, the biggest difference is start date and end date here. They're going to be graduation day, because that is when a student has officially completed their high school career, and the transcript will be done. And another fun fact is students can actually earn the seal of biliteracy for multiple languages at the same time. And so it's important that, if you have a student that is taking Romanian at a community language school and they assess, but they've been taking Spanish in the public school seat time and they assess at intermediate mid proficiency, you need to report a separate record for each language so that all 3, both English, Spanish, and Romanian would be on their transcript. And again, did want to emphasize that seal of biliteracy must be reported no later than August 31st of the reporting year. And you really do want to follow up with graduating seniors. So looking at second semester seniors information and seeing if they are still on track to earn the seal. Finally, again, no matter if it's a school district or a community language school, celebrate the success. Work together with the community. And by May and June, most of our graduating seniors hopefully will have earned the seal. You could also choose to do something later on in August after AP and IB and other dual language or dual credit results have come in. So there are multiple possibilities. And here's some ideas for celebrating and recognizing these students. You can contact OSPI for the embossment of the seal for their diplomas. The district itself or the school could provide letters or certificates recognizing students. Also, many school districts provide seal of biliteracy medallions for students to wear during graduation ceremonies. And really recognizing seal recipients during honor ceremonies at school and inviting parents and families and community members, because again, a lot of times our students have earned, Romanian 1, 2, 3, 4 by the time before they've ever stepped foot across their high school, threshold. So this here ends our little webinar today, and I encourage you to contact me when you have problems, issues, ideas. I'm here to serve and help out our districts, our community language schools, our parents, and of course, most importantly, our students and educators. Thank you so much.